The year was 1944, and Europe was a battlefield. Amidst the chaos of the Second World War, a group of soldiers, drawn from different walks of life, found themselves united under one common cause. They were a part of a company that had seen more than their fair share of battles. Yet, what kept them going was something more profound than duty or orders. It was the bond of brotherhood. The story begins in the rolling hills of southern Italy, where Sergeant Jack O'Connell, a seasoned American soldier, had just received orders to lead a small group of men behind enemy lines. Among his squad were men from different parts of the world: Tommy, a young British recruit from Manchester; Luca, an Italian soldier who had switched sides after his country's surrender; and Victor, a Russian who had endured the horrors of the Eastern Front. They were thrown together by fate, but over time, they would become brothers in arms. The day they were deployed into the rugged terrain of Italy, they faced their first real test. The squad was tasked with infiltrating a German-held village, a mission that was supposed to be quick and quiet. But the enemy was waiting. As gunfire erupted, the men scattered, seeking cover. The once divided soldiers found themselves in the thick of it together, their survival depending on each other. During that firefight, Victor was wounded. Jack, who had barely known the Russian man before, found himself dragging Victor into cover, while Tommy and Luca laid down suppressing fire. "We get him out, or we all go back," Jack said, the grim reality of war hitting them. Tommy, despite being shaken by the constant barrage, didn't hesitate. He knew the only way out was to work together. In the days that followed, the bond between these men grew stronger. But the reality of war was unforgiving. Supplies were running low, and morale was low. The tension between the men often flared. Tommy had trouble trusting Luca, still haunted by the memories of seeing his fellow countrymen fall to Axis forces. Luca, in turn, felt like an outsider in his own army, having been branded a traitor by some. But over time, they began to understand each other's pain. One night, as they huddled together in a cold, damp foxhole, Luca spoke of his past, how he had once believed in the ideals of fascism but was disillusioned by the atrocities he had witnessed. "I didn't join the Allies because it was the right thing to do," Luca confessed. "I joined because I couldn't fight for a regime that destroyed my country." Jack, who had lost many comrades back home in Normandy, gave him a weary but understanding look. "In the end, we're all just men trying to survive." The squad was finally tasked with a dangerous assault on a German stronghold, a heavily fortified position in a village just beyond the hills. The plan was simple: move quickly and take control before reinforcements arrived. But as they neared the German position, disaster struck. The group was ambushed. Mortar shells exploded around them, and Victor was once again hit, this time gravely. As Jack knelt beside him, Victor's blood staining the earth beneath him, he whispered, "You've got to finish this for me. Finish what we started." The words pierced Jack's heart. They had come so far, but now they were on the brink of losing everything. The mission now had a new meaning. It wasn't just about survival. It was about honoring the lives of those they had fought alongside. The final charge toward the German position was fierce. But with Victor's dying words echoing in their ears, Jack, Tommy, Luca, and the others fought like they never had before. They pushed forward with relentless determination, driven not by the fear of death, but by the weight of the brotherhood that had been forged in the fire of battle. By the end of that day, the German position had been overrun. The squad had succeeded, but not without heavy losses. Victor had died, and others were wounded. Yet, they had won because they fought as brothers. As the smoke cleared and the battlefield fell silent, Jack stood over Victor's grave. The sky was a deep, sorrowful red, and the landscape was scarred by the remnants of battle. Jack placed a hand on the dirt, feeling the weight of the loss. But he also felt something else: pride. The men who had stood by him in the darkest of times weren't just soldiers. They were family. They had learned that in the chaos of war, survival was never guaranteed. But the one thing that could never be taken away was the bond they had built, a bond that would last long after the war ended. In the end, it wasn't just the weapons or tactics that made them victorious. It was their unbreakable bond, brothers in arms, fighting not just for freedom, but for each other. Their story is a reminder that in the darkest moments of human history, the light of brotherhood can shine the brightest.